Hello, everybody, and welcome to Shooting It Straight with Donnie C. I am your host, Donnie C. I want to thank everybody for hanging out, spending some time with us. Time is very valuable, and you're spending it with us, which means we're worth it. So, I feel worthy and worth it. So, thank you very much. I hope you had a good day. I hope you're smiling. I hope you're going to laugh. We're going to try and make you laugh. I can't promise, but we'll try. And with me, I have two of my friends. I got my friend Dave and my friend Izzy. And we're all going to try and make you laugh because laughter is key to a good life. It's good for your heart. Right, guys?
That's right.
Yes.
I'm a doctor. Trust me. I'm not a doctor. But it's true. Anyway, good for your heart. You know what's good for your heart? Having loved ones. Having friends. Having family. It's good. It brings joy, usually. Sometimes it doesn't. And I'm sorry for those people. It doesn't always. But it should. And if it does, let them know. Let them know every day. Not just on Valentine's Day, which is coming up. Gentlemen, are you ready for Valentine's Day for your wives?
Oh, joy.
I'm not ready at all.
Dave's not ready. Izzy, are you ready for Valentine's Day with your wife?
I actually am.
I am too. I'm ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
Dave's.
I am too.
Valentine's Day is not my, but it's not my cup of tea. But I got to make sure, I have a couple days. I'll rebound and get that. I'll get a gift or something last minute. Yeah.
Okay. You're gonna get a teddy bear with chocolates from Walgreens with a card. Hey, I got it for you.
We would usually go to like a restaurant or something like that, not on Valentine's Day, but because we don't feel like dealing with all that nonsense. So we would go like this year, it's on a Tuesday. We would go on Sunday, but because that's the Super Bowl, we can't do that. So I don't know what we're going to do as far as going out to eat.
Yeah, at least I'm in Arizona and the Super Bowl's out here. I can't go anywhere right now at all for shit. The roads are clogged. The restaurants are clogged. Everything's packed because everybody came out. Oh, we're going to go to the Super Bowl. Yeah.
Yeah. That's right around the bend from you. I didn't think of that, so you're screwed.
Yeah, no, it's right around the corner. It's 15 minutes away from me.
Yeah. I'm going out this Thursday night.
Are you? Okay.
Because like Dave, everyone wants to cram everything on one night. Yep. I just don't want to deal with that.
No.
So
and I hate the fact that it all happens on Valentine's Day. For me, this is just me. If you're with somebody and you love them, why do you need one day to show them that? That's your anniversary, that's their birthday, that's whatever it is. But every day, I try and do something sweet or nice, at least every day. Let them know you care.
Yep.
Not just on one day. You do it one day a year. How hard? Are you really trying in that relationship? If it's only one day, are you really pushing the envelope to show how much you love the other person? I'd say no. And that's when they cheat on you. So happy Valentine's Day to those guys.
It's a made-up holiday so that it forces men to try to remember something. So we get in trouble 2 times of the year. You get in trouble 2 times a year. Valentine's Day and your anniversary.
Yep. And you better have something on both of them.
Definitely.
I don't know. Ask me what I got my wife.
What'd you get your wife?
Slippers and a dildo. And if she don't like the slippers, she can go fuck herself.
Oh, God.
Wow.
I love that joke. I do that joke every year. Every year somebody asks me what I got my wife, and that's the answer I give every single year.
It was funny. My wife probably didn't even know what a dildo looks like. She, what the fuck is this?
Well, if she don't know what it looks like, Dave, that's more embarrassing for you.
Tell me about it. That's why I don't give it a full go on Valentine's Day, because what's it going to do for me? Nothing.
Have you ever seen the... Since we're here, we might as well run with it. Have you ever seen the ones that you cast yourself? You actually make a mold of your own? You make a mold of your own. Have you ever seen that?
No.
Absolutely not. I can't even imagine how that process works.
Well, it's a
Well,
pretty simple process, I would imagine. I
probably
haven't done
take
it,
longer.
but
you imagine that, like, how about if the molding is like hot? Like,
no,
like
well,
it's
no,
like,
it's going to be like a wax tie. It's going to be a warm wax or whatever,
Yes.
and then after you stick your junk into the wax or whatever, or foam or whatever it is, then
I'm
you
assuming
take
it's
it like it goes around and you take it out, and then they put it back together and they put the silicone in or whatever, and then it hardens over time, and then obviously you have to smooth it out. And I don't know if it's sanded or laser cut or I don't know. It's got to be smooth.
oh, I could just see so many problems happening with that. So many problems.
The
You're
girls
saying
be
that's
talking.
not a romantic gift?
The girls be talking about their husband's shit, and then he's like, "What's your husband look like? Like this?"
I know your wife, Dave, isn't into the Star Wars like you are. Nobody really is. But I could just imagine like a female version of Dave talking about it, and all of a sudden she's like, and then this other woman goes, and they start fighting.
Oh my god, that is pretty good, Dave. It is pretty good.
That would be
Actually,
hilarious.
I did see an awesome gift that it was on one of the websites that the Facebook I think I was watching, and it was a wife giving her husband a picture frame of they take the husband's face and then put it on one of the, like, I guess the Star Wars cartoons.
Oh God!
Okay.
Make it like them in the Star Wars gear, but it's their actual face in a cartoon form.
Mhm.
That's kind of pretty cool, especially for someone like yourself.
You might want to look into that. Hey, Gwen.
I might just go topless and be Chewbacca.
Yes, you would totally.
Oh God!
So bad.
Oh, no,
That's
but
Yeah, I
that,
don't know. I mean, Valentine's Day for me, it's always been like you have to do it. It's always something, but I never understood why it was such a big deal that you don't show the love the rest of the year. Like, I don't know. I just never got it.
I think a lot of women probably answer that question. You know, that ask the same thing as you. You know, like, why are you only showing me this on one day? Why can't you do this like any other day?
And you know what the answer is?
What is preach?
Because we don't get enough blowjobs.
God. Yeah, but isn't that considered her holiday, right? Valentine's Day is her holiday, so chances are you're not going to get one on Valentine's Day.
But why is it her holiday?
Because it's more of a woman thing. On my side, what I'm thinking, it's more of a woman's thing. Because I could give two shits about Valentine's
Right, I don't
Day.
give a shit either. And me and my wife don't. We celebrate it just because it's a holiday to celebrate. But we go out of our way the rest of the year to do things that are special and everything else. Nothing, we don't just go on Valentine's Day. Like we might go out, to a club or a bar or something,
Right.
and just hang out with other couples and just hang out and drink and whatever. But that's going to be us going out. Like, hey, you want to go out together? Hey, let's go enjoy some drinks. Let's go and hang out and have some fun or whatever the case may be.
That's just like what I did tonight with my wife. She wanted to go out for a couple of drinks. She's like, yeah, let's go out for a couple of drinks.
Yeah.
So that's what
That's
it's
what
all
it's
about.
about. I just
I
said
agree.
that.
You're lucky your wife can. You're lucky your wife can take a couple drinks. My wife is tiny, dude. At like a half a drink, and she's gone.
Well, no. Let me be clear. My wife is she doesn't pound them away. She's hardly a drinker.
Mhm.
But when she does, she likes certain drinks. Like she loves a Paloma, which is an amazing drink, which is tequila and grapefruit juice and lime juice, which is really good. But
Sounds
Right, but does it take more than one drink to get your wife feeling good?
no, she'll drink that, and then like she'll probably have another one. But after the second one, she's feeling good.
She's good?
She's
My
she's
wife
a
doesn't have a
different
feel
person.
good stage. My wife
No?
goes from sober to, oh shit, I'm drunk. And every time Izzy's making drinks for her, the window's even smaller. Because it goes from, oh, I'm having oh shit, I'm drunk.
Yes.
Izzy gets my wife drunk every time. Every time. And I ain't mad at him. I'm just saying, every time.
Yeah. Lisa likes to have a good, couple drinks and. But yeah, I probably say after the second, maybe third, she's feeling good.
Okay. Izzy,
Feeling
what's your
good.
drink of
It's
choice
it's
now?
not like back when 20 years ago when we
20 years
when we
ago,
first
you
met
had
each other.
Chianti Special.
Oh my goodness, being on we met in Long Island and all she did was drink LITs and this and that. We can't do that anymore. I can't do that.
No. What do you drink now?
I'm well, it depends on where I'm at.
Okay.
But if my go-to is vodka tonic.
Can't be mad at you. I don't know where you got that from.
I don't know. What about you, Dave? What's your go-to drink?
Like if I'm on vacation and or like the cruises or whatever, I hit them up for all the mixed drinks, Long Island iced teas, whatever.
Oh, so you're like a Bahama Mama kind of person.
Yeah.
I'm a mom.
Normally I'm a beer guy. Like when I'm home, I'll drink beers. But when I'm on vacation, I get the mixed stuff.
Unless you're on vacation at my house.
My tie.
Yeah, and we
Tom,
all
what
know
about you?
I'm a vodka tonic. You guys know this. I've been drinking vodka tonic since I was 21 years old. I think I was never a big beer drinker. I just didn't. It made you, and I can
21.
drink beers, but yeah. But when I first started drinking, I just didn't like beer, and I was like, this is whatever. And I'm not the type of guy that needs alcohol to dance in a club or whatever, so I wouldn't drink a lot. But then I had a vodka cranberry, and I was like, oh, this is pretty good. Mm. And then some of the guys started busting my onions because it was the pink drink or whatever, because the heavier you made the drink, the lighter the coloring was. Mm-hmm. So all of a sudden it was like, oh, what are you drinking, a Shirley Temple and this, that, the other? And after a while I go, fuck this. What else can I drink with vodka? And then I found out the vodka tonic, and I was like, oh, it's good for hangovers, and it helps you because of the tonic and stuff like that. And then the bartender started to really get to know me, and then they didn't add that much tonic to them. But it was
now,
this
let me
much
ask
vodka and this much tonic.
Do you like martinis? Vodka martinis?
I never really got into the martinis, but it's not because I didn't get into them. It's because I never really drank them. I cannot say that I've actually had a martini at all.
Yeah,
I've never had a martini.
Okay.
Not
never
wet,
tried.
not dry, not extra olive, nothing dirty. With the different flavors, and my uncle used to drink the chocolate martinis. He used to be a big fan of the chocolate martinis, and I was like, all right, whatever, just vodka tonic, keep them coming.
Yeah, chocolate martinis are pretty good. I like an espresso martini.
That's the one. That's what I meant. He used to do the espresso. Yeah, that's what it was.
Espresso martini, a good espresso martini is delicious.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, and if I had to change it, I'd go with the mojito.
Mojito's fantastic.
Mojitos. On a nice summer day, if I'm still doing mixed drinks, you go a nice mojito with the mint. Ooh, it goes down smooth.
That's a very good drink. Dave, that's what you should switch to. Next time you go on your vacation, okay, you do a nice mojito.
Nice mojito.
Mojitos are
good, bro.
Really good.
They're really good. On a nice hot day, you get that first sip, and it's so refreshing. You're like, ooh, that was nice.
No, Don, next time I'm out to you, I'll make a pitcher of mojitos for you.
I'll drink the whole pitcher.
Fresh limes. I'll make some simple syrup, some mint.
You know me. You give me a pitcher of anything, I'll drink it. Do you guys remember playing? Speaking of pitchers and drinking, I think it was called King's Cup. Do you remember playing this game?
Cup.
King's Cup is one of the drinking games that we did years ago, and I wasn't a big card game drinker ever. I remember many times being at the colleges we were at and everything else, and everybody's like, "Oh, we're gonna play S-hole or this, that, the," and I'm like, "I'm not playing these games. I'm just drinking. Whatever. I don't need you to tell me when to drink. I'm drinking." But this game, there would be a pitcher, a regular pitcher in the middle of the cards. It's a deck of cards. You just put it around, and you had to pick a card, and then each card represented something. 4 was on the floor, so you had to put your thumb on the table. 9 was bust a rhyme, and you had to bust a rhyme, and somebody else, the next person in line had to go.
Hell yeah, I remember this game.
That sounds familiar, yeah.
10 was categories jack to the back. So if you pulled the jack, the person behind you had to drink, and then the queen was forward, and then the king, you had to pour as much beer that you wanted into the pitcher, and whoever grabbed the last king had to drink the pitcher of beer.
Mm-hmm.
I thought though that I knew the kings got the pitcher, but I thought some of the cards represent that you had to pour some.
That was the three other kings.
Drinking.
Yeah,
and
that was the three other kings.
It wasn't just beer; it was whatever people were drinking.
No, I never played that. That's disgusting.
That would be disgusting.
Sick. Yeah, that was. We used to have a buddy of ours that used to try our mixed drinks. We used to make some stuff, and we're like, "Here, try this." And he's like, "It's almost smoking." Like, yeah, maybe. And he would drink it, and then he gets sick. That kid Randy we used to hang out with years ago, and he would try anything we made. We're like, well, let's put this together. If he goes, it tasted good, we would try it. But if it didn't, he was the taste test dummy.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but like when you go to pour into the pitcher, you could pour as little or as much as you want it into that thing, right? So you could dump a whole 12-ounce can in there and be
done.
Yes, but you got to remember, if you pick the king,
right, you're drinking it.
And you just did that,
right?
Guess who's drinking that pitcher?
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a good game. I remember that. That was a
fun game. I had that quarters, bouncing the quarters and stuff like that. I was good on that game.
Quarters, yep.
We had a lot of good games.
Yeah, I remember playing in college a lot of the asshole games.
Mm-hmm. I never got into that.
The water start off with the waterfall. Remember doing that?
Right. Yep. Mm-hmm. Waterfall. Yep.
Yeah, there was a lot of games.
We had a lot of fun with drinking games, like different games and stuff like that, and we had a lot of fun in different spots. What was the signature? I know what it was when I got drunk. I could tell when I got drunk, and nobody else could usually tell what it was. And my tell for me was if I went to the bathroom after I was done doing my business, I'd pee or whatever, I'd wash my hands, and I'd look at myself in the eyes, in the mirror. If I was looking at myself in the eyes, it was to see how red my eyes were, which meant I was drunk. So I knew if I was in the bathroom, after I peed, I started washing my hands, if I looked right at my eye, oh, shit, I'm fucked. And I would walk out and be like, all right, finish this drink and maybe let's get some more. I don't know, but we'll see how the night goes. That's how I knew I was drunk. Mm-hmm. Dave, how did you know when you were drunk?
For me, it was more of a.
I know how I know when you were drunk.
Mine was a counting scale. You know, back then, if I had about 4, I knew I was getting into that level where I needed to either slow down or go forward.
Friend David.
No, that's not when we knew you were drunk. Izzy,
good friend.
Do you want to do it, or do you want me to do it?
But see,
let's do it together on 3. This is how we knew when Dave was drunk.
It could be different because what I'm thinking about is something.
But the question was how I knew that I was getting there.
Okay,
fair enough.
That was the question.
Fair enough.
How we knew was, you ready? This 1.
No, go ahead. You do.
All right.
Go ahead.
Nobody wants to drink with me.
All right, so we were going on the same thing.
Yeah, I knew you had it.
Take me anywhere.
Nobody wants to drink anywhere. Nobody wants to drink with me.
Your voice, Dave, was
changed. You changed your voice.
Like it wasn't like what you're saying.
Right.
You would just take it. No one wants to drink with me anymore. Like it was like I was waiting for subtitles to come out.
Turn Japanese.
Yes, it was crazy.
It was awesome. It was so funny. Every time Dave got really drunk, that would come out. All those nobody wants to drink with me, or nobody wants to go anywhere with me, or I didn't know why Dave turned Japanese or something. I don't know. It was like a very mild Japanese accent came out.
Those days are few and far between now, man. The Japanese hasn't come out since that day, probably.
Yeah.
Izzy, what about you? I know what Izzy's is for me.
Oh, you definitely know what mine is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dave, do you know what Izzy's is?
Do you know what mine is?
No.
He's so stupid.
It is so stupid.
So stupid. What's yours?
Yeah.
Mine is if I can still do
you can't even say it.
The salsa dance. If I can still do this dance and not fall, I'm good to go.
Oh God.
That's his gauge. If he can still salsa dance correctly without falling. Listen, just for the record you are wasted well before you're trying to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Of course. Of course. But I did it pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, I could always be drunk and dance. That was
Yes.
Dave.
I didn't start dancing until I got drunk. That was
Right,
me.
no, I was going to bring up a story, but I'm not going to bring up the story.
I would say out of our group, Don and I were probably the
biggest
ones that we were out on the floor.
Oh,
We had some other of our friends that used to love it, but they were just goofy as hell.
Mm-hmm.
no, we would be out there all the time.
Don
Remember when we were in Vegas
Don
one
has a
time and we were
signature move.
dancing? Oof, so good, such a good time.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
What was my signature moves? Yeah.
What's that?
What was my signature moves?
Oh, I can't do it. I'd never do it. Even back then, I couldn't do it. Because I was so afraid that I would fall flat on my fucking face. Hell
Which
no.
one? Which one?
The kid and play thing.
Oh, the kid and play? Oh, yeah,
Yes.
jumping through the leg. What about
kid
the
and
back
play
bend?
thing,
The,
and then
the
doing
back
the
bend?
split.
The splits, the back bend
And
where you
then,
shoulder blades hit the ground, you come back.
Yeah.
You did that at my wedding, and my brother-in-law felt that he had to try to keep up with you, and he failed miserably.
I think everyone tells. There's not one person.
I failed at it a couple times. I
Yes,
did it at
but
one
yes.
of our buddies' weddings, and I think I broke my ankle at one point because what happened was I went to do the kid and play jump through the leg, and I grabbed my foot and I jumped through, and the heel of my shoe caught my pant leg and got stuck right over top of my ankle, and I just literally right down onto my ankle, and I'm like, oh shit, that hurt. So I hobbled back to the table. I had a couple
and
more.
everyone's like, what's that new dance? That's a bobble.
That's like the suicide drop. So I did a couple more drinks and everything else. I'm like, yeah, it's bad. But I went out there and I still did some dance moves, like very light-footed on one side and very strong-footed on the other side, like a little bit of like James Brown shuffling and stuff like that. Nice. And I did a bunch of that stuff, and then I was like, yeah. By the time I got back to the house, it was swollen, and I'm like, ah, damn it.
Don, I would actually say, when it comes to music, party, weddings, definitely weddings, you were center stage. You are always center stage at that. Because I remember my wedding, you freaking tore up the dance floor. Yeah. And then this dude right here, he had a competition with one of my other good friends, which is my wife's best friend's husband, who can do Michael Jackson really, really well. That song, one of Michael Jackson's songs came on. Mm-hmm. Then do you remember doing it?
I do.
You and him just battling out doing Michael Jackson.
We were battling MJ doing some Michael Jackson dancing. Thank you.
Oh yeah, man.
I have danced so much at weddings that at almost every wedding I've ever been to, the DJs have asked me if I wanted to be their MC to join them, and almost every one, which was cool. But on top of that, I think I split my pants at 4 weddings. Mm-hmm. 4 different weddings, I've split my pants, and just, it is what it is. That my pants just can't keep up with me.
Hell yeah.
I tried. That was the hard part. There was a couple where I had to like safety pin it back, and then doing a split is a lot more dangerous once you have safety pins holding your pants together. Because in case one of them comes out,
ooh,
puncture in the nuts.
Dangerous on the dance floor. You got to be a little more gentle on the way down.
That was a good song.
On the dance
You'd definitely be doing.
Exactly. I'd go down. I'd come back up like that. Me and Mike will be on the same pitch.
Damn, found out what happened. You don't want to know.
Oh my god! Yes, I've seen you split your pants. That's hysterical.
Yep. I did it. I was doing the Russian jump splits one time at one of my other cousins' weddings, and I split them there. And then I think it was 10 years later, my younger cousin got married in the same place, and I split my pants at that wedding too. I think it was just a place.
Could be. Maybe it was the floor.
That's why it's important. Yep. That's why it's important to always have your underwear match your outfit. Mm-hmm. It doesn't even have to match the pants. It can, because then it's camouflaged a little bit.
Right.
But even if it's the same color as your shirt, if your pants ever come down or split, you're still coordinated. That's tip of the day. I used to do that every time before I went out. Before I went out, I made sure that my underwear always matched my outfit. Just in case something was to go down, I was coordinated. You guys never... Dave, I can see that you've never done that.
No.
Izzy, you never did that?
Not that I did it on purpose. I may have. I have no idea, though.
Okay.
But I've never split my pants out of any place.
No, me neither.
Yeah, I've done it a bunch of times.
I would never do half the stuff that you have done at a wedding or even a club. I mean, Don, you and I have been to many clubs.
Many
bouncer,
clubs.
for the head bouncer.
Oh, he went soft.
Look at you and
I got the head bouncer to go soft.
Say to you, you got some good moves.
Dave, did you ever hear that story?
I don't think so.
Dave,
I might have, but I don't remember.
Okay, go ahead.
The club no longer exists. It used to be in Sayreville.
Yeah.
Called
New
Uncle
Jersey.
Bucka in Jersey.
I think I still have the shirt from '94.
You probably do.
I do.
Probably do. You probably still have the Speedo that you wore that night too.
I didn't wear a Speedo.
Banana hammock.
Banana.
The great smuggler.
So the music is playing, and like back then, the music. I mean, I can't listen to the music now, not nearly as
not like
close
we used to, right?
Not like we used to. But we're out on a dance floor. We're having a good time. The floor was the main part of the club because it was a pretty small club, but
yeah,
there was this massive. Well, all the bouncers there were pretty big. There was this one in particular. I forgot his name.
Big Al.
Big Al. They called him Big Al.
They called him Big Al. The bouncers called him Big Al. Just imagine how big that guy had to be.
Okay. So when the a particular time of the night, when the music was going, all the bouncers stood on top of these boxes above everyone so they could see with their flashlights. Big Al just calmly walked through the middle of the dance floor, and it opened up like the
Moses with the sea.
Yeah, parting the seas.
And everyone, his presence was so big.
Yeah,
that everyone was like, "Oh, out of his way because he's going to kill you."
That dude definitely had a reputation, man. Everybody's like, "No, fuck this, I'm out."
Yeah, exactly.
He stood in the middle, and this guy right here would do his dancing and do the splits and come down and do all this stuff. And Big Al came and goes, "Brother, you got some good moves," and just gave him a huge compliment.
They pulled me up on stage.
That's right.
It was that at that point the bouncers were looking at all the different dancers and stuff, and they would point to the girls in the crowd to get them up on stage.
Oh yeah.
So there was 11 girls on stage dancing, and then they pointed at me, and I was like, "I'm not a chick, like."
Me?
Okay. So I went up on stage, and it was right before Big Al, this was prior to Big Al coming out on the dance floor and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. I was dancing, and I was standing between two bouncers, and Big Al was the one right next to me. And the other guy tapped me on the shoulders, like, show Big Al what you can do.
Oh no. So
I dropped, and Big Al's, and all of a sudden I went down in a split, and Big Al went, like I made him go soft for like 2 seconds. I'm like, if Big Al ever comes at me, I'm just gonna drop down in a split, and I'm gonna come up with an uppercut.
Johnny Cage.
I don't think. Yeah, exactly. I don't think it would have done any. Big Al would have been like, done.
He was a massive man.
He was ridiculously huge.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, if I remember correctly, weren't you friendly with a lot of the bouncers at most of the clubs that you would frequent, like often?
Well, I used to work with some of them at certain bars, and by knowing them from those bars, they had a network where when you're that big, you work in these places.
Yeah.
And I wasn't that big, but I knew a lot of them and stuff like that. So, yeah, I would know a lot of the bouncers at the different clubs or whatever, so we wouldn't have to wait in line or whatever else. Or
Right. I always figured that if shit went...
Let's
if you knew
call it what it is. We frequent these places a lot. And they knew us by name. They just started knowing us by name. Right. Hey, how are you? No cover. No cover. You're in. You're in. You're in.
Yeah. And so a lot of times there was great perks with it. Like, I remember one time when I took my wife out for one of the first couple times, we went to a club in Jersey and everything else. And one of her ex-boyfriends was there who did her dirty. Like, he did her bad. Mm-hmm. And we were in the VIP section dancing. And I saw her expression change. And I was like, what's the matter? And she's like, nothing. I'm like, no, you gotta fucking tell me. I saw it. You gotta tell me. What's the matter? So-and-so, this, that, the other, yada, yada, yada. That asshole's here? Mm-hmm. She goes, don't fight him. Don't fight him. I go, I'm not gonna fight him. I won't fight him. I promise. Promise. Which one? She goes, no, you're gonna fight him. I go, I promise you, I will. I promise on everything holy, I will not fight him. I promise you.
He went and got the bouncer.
She pointed him out. She goes, that guy over there. I go, that guy over there? Yeah. Okay.
Hey, Big Al.
No, it was Yanni at this point. Yanni was a small guy. Yanni used to be in charge of all the big bouncers. I go, Yanni, come here. You see that guy over there? Get him out of the fucking club. He goes, did he do something? I go, not tonight, but he's done something in the past, and tonight he's paying for it because he's not going to be here anymore. He goes, okay. Fucking guys, give up. Time the guy in the show. You got to fucking go. What the fuck? You gotta go. Got the fuck out. Done. There was benefits to knowing all the bouncers.
Oh, yeah.
See, I always figured that, like, if shit went down, not that we ever got, because I've never been into a brawl with any of you guys going out there, but I always figured that if shit went down, they would, like, go easy on us and, like, get those guys. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's what I thought, like, was behind some of the thought process of befriending those guys.
Right. There wasn't many brawls. We didn't get into many brawls.
No, not at all.
I almost got into one Halloween. What was it? Mischief night. Do you guys remember that we were trying to play football, and we kept getting kicked out of different places, and then one of our cars got egged.
No.
And
I wasn't there at
all.
There was a group of kids that were egging the cars, and then this is going back like right out of high school days, and it was right by a car wash. So we parked at the car wash, and they're like, oh, they're over there. So we started walking, and the group kind of like formed behind me. Like, it was like West Side Story. Like,
oh, God.
When you're a jet all the way from your first cigarette to your last dying day. Pow, bang. No, we weren't doing any of that. But we were walking, and they saw us coming. So then all of a sudden, their group started coming. And they both started. Mm-hmm. And then we got closer, and like, ah, shit, it's Don. And they were like, hey, what's up, man? I'm like, did somebody egg my buddy's car? Yeah. And they were like, oh, we were fucking around. We didn't know, we didn't know anything. We didn't, whatever. And then the guy's like, I'll fix it. I go, oh, okay. He goes, where is it? I go, it's over at the car wash. He goes, we'll wash the car. The fucking guys washed the car and they pulled off the sweater to dry it off in the car wash.
That's awesome.
It was always good knowing that you had a following or a backing. Mm-hmm. So that you were always, no matter what I did with you guys or with anybody else, I always knew that there was a reputation out there for who we were and what we did. And nobody ever fucked with us. So we didn't have to rumble. We didn't have to fight. We didn't have to. I was willing. I wanted to sometimes, but that's just because my father taught me how to fight at a young age. I was just,
I hear
8, 9 years old. Keep your hands up, otherwise, okay, Pop, keep them.
See, it was good because we kind of conquered our area in Jersey first, and then when I left to go to Long Island, I started doing that in Long Island. And I would bring Don out to Long Island, so we kind of had New York and New Jersey. It was awesome.
It was awesome. No matter where we went, we always had hookups. We're
always hookups.
You're coming out? I'll call my boys up. We'll get to this club. We'll go to that club. We'll do it. And then we had some of the guys that had hookups in New York and stuff like that, like in the city. Some of the clubs out there were just absurd. Yeah.
Well, the game plan did work. Like you would establish. I think I remember you telling me we would go to like a certain bar, you hit up that same bartender every time. You make sure you take care of them and all that, and then eventually that'll lead to them taking care of you. And that shit happened, man. It's like, it was fun. It was cool to witness that shit, you know? Yeah. But then when that person would leave, you're like, fuck, now we got to work somebody else over.
Well,
listen, Don taught me one of the best moves that I use to this day, and I'll still use it to my dying day. Whenever you guys go to a wedding, you go, it's an open bar, okay? Mm-hmm. You go up to the bartender, you take a nice 20, if they're, depending on what kind of bartender are out there, you know, cool, good looking, whatever, do a nice tip right off the bat.
Right off the bat.
Right off the bat. You say, whatever you need, you give that person right and put that money in their hand, say, these drinks all night long, before, and then when you leave, you give them another tip at the end.
Correct.
Yeah.
That they will, if at a busy, if there's like 2 bartenders or 3 bartenders or whatever the case may be for a 200-person wedding, they're going to notice you first, and they're going to make your drinks first, and you never, ever have to wait. Ever.
Yep.
There was so many weddings that I was at, and I was a heavy drinker, so I used to do this all the time. And yeah, I told Izzy, and obviously I've told other people. But you tip them strong. Say, listen, remember me. I'm going to be back and forth all night. I'm literally going to. This is my drink. I'll be here. I'm going to come in and see you. You're going to be my best friend for a while. And
we're going to get along.
Yeah, there'd be a line, and they'd be making drinks, and they would point to me in the back, and then just go. And I would just walk up to the bar, and there was a drink sitting there waiting for me.
Yep. And I do that move not only at a wedding, but like if I go out with the wife to, like, we were in Vegas. I went to one of the speakeasies. This place is jam packed. There's 3 bartenders. There's probably 150 plus.
Yeah.
5 deep coming from that bar, and I tipped him. I tipped one of the bartenders really good in the beginning, and we just shook hands, made friends. Right. He knew me and the wife's drink.
That's it.
And every time I would come back up to the bar, not even not even looking at me. Boom. There's the drinks.
Yeah, and towards the end of the night, my wife would or whoever I was with at the time would start to drink less, and I would keep going. So I'd be like, and it's just one for me, so there wasn't 2 drinks over there. It was just one drink now waiting for me and everything. Like, it's so simple. And most of this stuff is so simple and so smooth. And then by accident, you have clout already in this place because this guy's going to take care of you.
Yeah.
You don't have to wait. You don't have to sit there. Oh, there's a good song. I want to dance. You don't have to wait for shit. Oh, the food's coming out, but I want to get my drink. Like, no. Drink.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
There's nothing worse going to a jam-packed place. Music's good. You got to wait for drinks.
Yeah.
Without paying for VIP price.
Right.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, if I was at a place and it was just a regular bar or whatever, and I knew we were hopping, I wouldn't do that because you're not going to be there, so it's a waste of money. And then I'd be like, oh, how am I on the pay no mind list? I'm never on the pay no mind list. Like, but every once in a while, it just happens. I'm like, this sucks. This is why I tip big in the beginning always. It's all that happens.
Similar but different. Like when I was on my last cruise, the like when you go to your dinner, the restaurant, your waiter would have those drinks because they're working for that 7-night cruise. They're working for that extra money because your gratuities are included within your price or whatever, but they're working for more at the end. So, dude, just like you said, like my drink would be like just near, boom, I'd have another one on there. Yeah. And I appreciated that shit. So at the end, they got that extra cash at the end, man. Because you keep that flowing, you're good, man.
You keep me happy, you'll be happy.
Yeah,
that's it. It's very simple.
That's a mentality. I also think it has a lot to do with where the 3 of us grew up, though. I truly do, because being in different parts of
is very different out here in Arizona. It's very different. Nobody tips like.
No.
It was said best by. Steve Martin in My Blue Heaven. It's not tipping. I over tip. I forget how he says it exactly, but it's about over tipping.
Yeah,
I do it all the time because I appreciate what people are doing out in Arizona. You're lucky if you even get a tip half the time.
Yeah, like he says, it's my philosophy.
That's what it is. It's my philosophy. I'm gonna write that down. I'm gonna write that in the book.
Yeah, man. But that's it. And you know, I to this day I do the same exact things, man.
Yeah. Works every time.
It depends on where I go. Like I'm not waiting on crazy lines. I'm just not.
Take care of them, and they will take care of you. Which brings us right back to Valentine's Day.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
You take care of them. Hopefully, they take care of you. That's how it's supposed to work.
That's right. Well said.
With that, anybody have anything else for the show?
No, I think we covered it.
There it is. Well, I hope everybody has a happy Valentine's Day and everybody gets to enjoy their slippers. And if you have any questions, concerns, comments, you like something, you don't like something, if you like it, hit the like button. If you don't like it, well, you didn't like it, and I'm sorry, but I hope you smiled, I hope you laughed. Hit the notification, ring that bell. This way you know when we're coming back. And send us an email. Shooting it straight, wdc@gmail.com. And then Dave and Izzy and I can see what your comments or questions are. And then hopefully we can send them up and bring it up to you. And then you'll see what Donnie C thinks about shooting it straight with you. Good night, everybody.